Good morning, everyone. Your economics teacher is here to continue what we were doing. You should know that we had started Chapter 2 of your curriculum. Chapter 2, whose title is People as Resource. We have covered many important topics of this chapter in first two videos. Today, we will begin with the third part of this chapter. Now, before starting that, let's have a quick revision of the topics that we have covered in topic 1 and 2. Firstly, let's revise the definition of human capital. Human capital is the stock of skill and productive knowledge embodied in human beings. The topic that we studied in detail is investment in human capital. Investment in human capital is done through education, training, medical care. And this investment deals a return, just like investment in physical capital, in the form of higher incomes and higher productivity. Higher income and higher productivities are the outcome of investment in human capital. After that, we had studied definition and difference between economic and non-economic activities. Economic activities deal with the generation of income. For example, teacher teaching in the class is an example of economic activity, while on the other hand, non-economic activities do not deal with any kind of income generation. For example, if a mother is teaching her son, this will serve as an example for non-economic activities. Then you had learnt about population. In order to grow the economy at a faster rate, quality of population should be increased, and the determinants that can increase the quality of population are education, medical care, and training. In the picture, you can see unhealthy, uneducated, and untrained people are a liability to the nation, and people or population can turn to be an asset for an economy, but with the help of education, healthcare, and training. Then we had learnt about vicious circle, that educated parents are found to invest more heavily on the education of their children. This is because they have realized the importance of education for themselves. They are also conscious of proper nutrition and hygiene. They accordingly look after their children's need for education at school and good health. A child too, with investments made on her education and health, can yield a high return in the future in the form of higher earnings and greater contribution to society. Now, let's go through the topics that you are going to do today in part 3 of the chapter People as Resource. The first topic that we will do in detail is education as an instrument to enhance quality of population. And second topic that we are going to do today is health. So let's get started. Students, as we have studied, the quality of population depends on the literacy rate, depends on education. Then you should know, why is education important for us, for you? Why your parents have been spending too much on your education? Let's understand first the relevance of education in your life. We have already studied the case of suckle. You can see Sakal or Sakal's education in the initial years of his life bore him the fruits in the later years in terms of a good job and salary. We saw education was an important input for the growth of Sakal. It opened new horizon for him. So, students, you can see education provides us new opportunities and aspirations, and it is an instrument through which you can achieve all your dreams and aspirations. Education is the tool which produces skilled and trained workers. Education is the media through which you can develop values of life. You can differentiate between right and wrong. You should know when to say yes and when to say no. You should understand that education is the way through which you can lead a happy and prosperous life. You can know what true wealth is about. Not only for Sakal, education contributes towards the growth of society also. If we will get educated, if we will have good job, if we will all earn good, then total income of the country will be increased. That means national income will be increased and it will eventually enhances growth rate of the country. You will be learnt about cultural richness and that will increase the efficiency of governance. We all will be responsible citizens only if we are educated, if we are aware of the duties that the Constitution of India has provided us. Let's talk about what National Education Policy of India states. National Education Policy 1986 states that a person is a positive asset. Every person's growth poses unique problems and requirements. Education plays a vital role in a person's development. Therefore, human being is a positive asset and a precious national resource which needs to be cherished, developed with care, coupled with dynamism. Each individual's growth presents a different range of problems and requirements. So, treatment will be different for different individuals, and education can play a vital role in the growth and development of every person, and education should be planned with great sensitivity. Let's talk about what other steps does the government take for the education of people in India. First of all, you should know that the expenditure on education as a percentage of GDP rose from 0.64% in 1951 to almost 3.3% in 2013 and 14. Not only in monetary terms, government has started many new schools and colleges, educational institutions. For example, Navodaya Vidyalaya. Navodaya Vidyalaya has been established in each district. Vocational streams have been developed to equip large number of high school students with occupational related to knowledge and skill. Let's not forget Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, which is a significant step towards providing free elementary education to all children in the age group of 6 to 14 years by 2010. Actually, unfortunately, huge expansion of schools have been failed because of the poor quality of schooling and high dropout rates. That is why this Abhiyan, Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, was introduced in India. This is a time-bound initiative of the central government in partnership with the states and the local government and even the community for achieving the goal of universalization of elementary education. Midday meal schemes has been implemented to encourage attendance and retention of children and improve their nutritional status. These policies could add to the literate population of India. Talking about literate population, let's know what is the present state of literacy in India. The literacy rates have increased from 18% in 1951 to 74% in 2010-11. It is also needed if the citizens are to perform their duties and enjoy their rights properly, then literacy is required. Literacy is not just their right. However, a vast difference is noticed across different sections of population. Literacy among males is nearly 16.6% higher than females, and it is about 16.1% higher in urban areas as compared to the rural areas. In 2011, literacy rates vary from 94% in Kerala to 62% in Bihar. You have a minute to go through the literacy rate among different states of the India. Thus, in spite of numerous efforts of government, still 100% literacy rate is not achieved after so many years of independence. Now let us read the table to see the increase in number of colleges, universities, enrollment of students and recruitment of teachers since 1951 to 2011-12, 2012-13. This is a source from the 11th plan that endeavored to increase the enrollment in higher education of the 18 to 23 years age group to 15% by 2011-12 and to 21% by 12th plan. The strategy focuses on increasing access, quality, adoption of states specific curriculum modification, vocationalization and networking on the use of information technology. The plan also focuses on distant education, convergence of formal, non-formal, distant and IT education institutions. Over the past 50 years, there has been a significant growth in the number of university and institutions of higher learning in specific areas, but still much more efforts and awareness need to be spread among the people of the country. Now, students, let's have a quick revision of key points of education as a factor affecting the quality of a population. First of all, we talk about advantages that education brings to individual as well as society, which includes providing new aspiration and developed values of life. Education contributes towards national income and even increases the efficiency of governance. After advantages, we learnt about the steps taken by Government of India, which includes establishment of Navodaya Vidyalaya and other good institutions in various parts of the countries. After that, we learned that Government has increased expenditure on education from 0.64% to 3.3% of GDP. Government also has launched Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, which calls for free and compulsory education to all children in the age group of 6 to 14 by 2010. But still 100% literacy rates are not achieved. Moreover, there is no uniformity in the literacy rate found in different states of the country or even among male and female, between urban and rural people. Then, the last but not the least, we talked about the 11th plan, in which focus was on the quality of education, not only just quantity of education institutions available in the country. Now, one activity that you all can do is that count the number of boys and girls studying in your school or even in your class. You can ask the teacher or administrator to provide you with the number of boys and girls studying. After studying the difference, if you find any, explain the reasons. This is how you will be able to understand why literacy rates are still not uniform in India. Let's start with our second topic of today's lesson, that is health, which is another factor that determines the quality of population in a country. Do you think any firm would be induced to employ people who might not work efficiently as a healthy worker because of ill health? The simple answer is no. So overall well-being of an individual is the most important aspect. National Health Policy of India states that government should improve accessibility to healthcare, prepare and launch family welfare programs, and offer nutritional guidance, especially for the poor. Let us understand why National Health Policy of India includes all such measures. That means, how do you judge the health of a population? The health of a person helps him to realize his potential and the ability to fight illness. An unhealthy person becomes a liability for an organization. Indeed, health is a vital basis for realizing one's well-being. Henceforth, improvement in the health status of the population has been the priority of the country. That is why national policy aims at the above mentioned objectives. And why do organizations don't hire unhealthy persons? There are 4 instruments through which you can measure health of the population. The first index is life expectancy. What do you mean by life expectancy? The simple meaning of it is a statistical measure of the average time a person is expected to live. Average life of a person is known as life expectancy. The life expectancy was 32 years. It has now gone up to 65 years. Certain deadly diseases like TB, smallpox, malaria, etc. have brought under complete control. Important index to determine health of the population is infant mortality rate. Let's understand the meaning of infant mortality rate first. Actually, infant mortality rate is the death of a child under 1 year of age. That means how many newborn babies die before completing the age of 1 in 1000 babies. Infant mortality rate has come down from 147 in 1951 to 42 in 2012, which is reflecting good health of population. Next index is birth rate and death rate. Birth rate is the number of babies born for every 1000 people during a particular period of time. Birth rates have dropped to 22.1, while if we talk about the death rate, which means number of people per thousand who die during a particular period of time. During 1941 to 51, the death rate was as high as 30% per annum. It had declined to 8 per thousand in 2001 and even 7 within the same duration of time. Therefore, increase in life expectancy and improvement in children care are useful in assessing the future progress of the country. Increase in average life is an indicator of good quality of life marked by self-confidence. Reduction in infant mortality involves the protection of children from infection, ensuring nutrition along with mother and child care. Students, listen carefully. We can relate current crisis of COVID-19 to these aspects of health. COVID-19 is dangerous for all the age groups. India and many other countries have sacrificed their economy in order to save health and life of the population by imposing lockdown. Therefore, you all can imagine yourself how important health is for a country. That is why we should focus on simple living and high thinking. Avoid junk food. Eat healthy, think healthy, stay healthy and live healthy should be the motto of your life. Stay at home and stay safe is the need of the hour. Only then we can have healthy population in future that can accelerate the economic and social welfare of the country. Now let's have a look at the table which shows number of dispensary, hospitals, bed, doctors, nursing personnel available in India. Over the last 5 decades, India has built up a vast health infrastructure and has developed manpower required at primary, secondary and tertiary sector in government as well as in the private sector. That means there are many places in India which do not have even their basic facilities. There are only 381 medical colleges in the country and 301 dental colleges. Just 4 states like Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu have maximum number of colleges. And that's too, maximum number of medical colleges in India are located in southern part of the country. You can see in the map. The colored region indicates the area where medical colleges, most of the medical colleges are located in India. Now, let's revise what we have learned in health. First of all, healthy person is an asset for an organization. Then we learnt about health determinants which include life expectancy, which means average life, infant mortality rate, that is the rate which calculates how many newborn babies die before completing the age of 1 year. Then we studied data regarding birth and death rate. In the given mentioned table, we studied about health infrastructure developed over the years, and yet focus should be made on improving and spreading the health institutions all over India uniformly. So students, today you have learned that education and health are the two important instruments through which quality of population can be increased. We have already taken a quick revision of the topics covered today. So that's it for today. See you soon. Soon I will be uploading part 4 of this chapter only. Till then, keep learning and keep revising. Wish you a good health and good fortune. Thank you so much.